Have you ever had the issue of having a jumbo crunch bar and having 5 friends and not knowing how to split it equally? Really anything, doesn't have to be a crunch bar, but those are good. Well, I can help you with that issue that you have. And it's with the lone diminisher method. And it's under fair division. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really easy, it's really simple, and you can do it with anything. So, we have 5 different friends of mine. They're Casey Joe, Kenny, Tina, Jessica, and Phoebe. Now, they had to pick their rank because we have to have them go in order, numerical order, like player 1, player 2, player 3, and so on. So, to do that, they chose a very hard, strenuous game of tic-tac-toe. That's what they decided to do. And so the first player was Jessica through that method. It was P1. Then it was Casey Joe. The next player was Kenny. Jessica was next. Oh, no, she was not. She already went. It was actually Phoebe. Sorry. And the last was Tina. Okay, so we have to go in order. If we do not, then we're going against the lone diminisher method. So, the last diminisher. Sorry. So, here's our crunch bar. Jessica has to go first. She decides that she wants this piece right here. Now, we have to go in order to see if any of these players want to either diminish or pass. So, Casey Joe decides, I don't really want that piece, so she passes. Kenny doesn't want that piece, he says it's too small, so he passes. Phoebe doesn't want it, and neither does Tina. So, that piece goes to Jessica, since she won it, and nobody diminished her piece. So this is Jessica's piece. So now that she has her piece, she's out of the game. She doesn't have to pick. She cannot pick any more of those pieces, any more of the crunch bar together. So now it's Casey Joe's turn, and she decides, I want a little bit of a bigger piece. So she wants this much. Well, Kenny is like, what? That's not right. So he decides he's going to diminish her piece. So he has to, when they diminish it, they have to make it smaller, diminishing smaller. So he decides that he's going to diminish this piece by this much. And make it like this, diminishing the piece. So, since he decided to diminish the piece and not pass, that piece now becomes Kenny's. So this is Kenny's piece. And since this is now Kenny's piece, he's out of the game. So now we have to go back to Casey Joe because she doesn't have a piece. So since Casey Joe, she learned from her lesson, she doesn't want to get as big of a piece. She decides, well, how about I get this piece? So she wants this whole piece down there. Phoebe is like, I can get a bigger piece than that. So she decides she doesn't want that piece. Tina, on the other hand, knows that there's actually a nut down here. She wants that nut. So Tina decides, oh, I'm going to diminish that piece. So Tina diminishes the piece by that much. And so, since Tina diminished the piece, this becomes Tina's piece. So now that Tina played, she's out of the game. So we only have Phoebe and Casey Joe left. Well, since there's only 2 players left, we now have to play the divider-chooser method, which is when one player divides the piece and the other player has to choose the piece. So they do like tic-tac-toe or whatever to decide who becomes the chooser and who becomes the divider. And Casey Joe ends up being the chooser. And Phoebe ends up being the divider. So Phoebe has to divide this last section here. So Phoebe decides that she's going to divide it like so. So since she divided it, Casey gets to pick which side she wants first. So Casey decides she wants this piece because she's greedy. So Casey Joe gets this piece. And the only piece left now is that piece up there. It's Phoebe's piece. So basically, with this method, everyone gets a fair share because how they divide it and how they diminish it is what they want. So everyone gets what they want. That's the last diminisher